All right, Patriots fans, I need your help. Why? Because we are currently third in our July sub battle with the Steelers talk, Giants now, and Vikings today. Pages here at Chat Sports. Look, I don't like losing, and as of right now, we have thankfully gained 105 new subscribers throughout the month of July, but we are now less than 100 subscribers away from reaching 13,000. Go on ahead, hit that sub button for me for the latest info on your New England Patriots. Happy Monday, Pats fans. I hope you guys are feeling the exact same way I am after coming off a 3-day weekend, and this day has been extremely long. So I figured, why not go on ahead and make my own prediction at the 53-man roster that is yet to be announced ahead of NFL training camp. I'm going to be breaking down both sides of the ball here, offense and defense, with several questions asking you guys how you feel about these predictions and where you would put this player on your roster throughout the video. So you're going to want to stick around for that. So let's go on ahead and jump into it, shall we? Of course, we're going to address the quarterback position first. This may surprise some people, but I cut Bailey Zappi. I waive him, I cut him, I trade him, I get rid of him. He has showed you what he can do, and quite frankly, it's not enough for the New England Patriots. You put Jacoby Brissett as your QB1 heading into NFL training camp, possibly even the start of the season, pending how Drake Maye starts to fit in there. And then you allow Drake Maye to take over somewhere in the regular season. But you keep Joe Milton as your practice squad QB. Why? Because you're allowed to have that emergency QB in your QB2. But I do think Joe Milton still has a lot of qualities that could be a good quarterback in the NFL, not to mention a cannon for an arm. And you want that guy on your practice squad. So I'm done with Bailey Zappi. Let me know what you guys think. While I break down the running back projection for the 53-man roster, of course, for RB1, you're going to have Ramondre Stevenson. He just signed a whopping 4-year contract extension. This is arguably the best player you have on the Patriots. I love Ramondre Stevenson. I truly think a fully healthy year, he can be a top 10 running back, but more on that later. Antonio Gibson, like I've said before, my dad is a huge Washington Commanders fan, so I have watched Antonio Gibson for the last few years, watching football with my dad. He is not a bad third down back. I think this is going to be a really good 1-2 punch and start to really take off some of the pressure for Ramondre Stevenson's legs throughout the entire season. And then I put Kevin Harrison at RB3. He kind of had a similar role last year. I think he does well in that role. And then I have Jermichael Hasty kind of been there to implement himself in that RB3, RB4 type of position. But I think Jermichael has had a phenomenal OTA in minicamp. I'm excited to see if he can make the jump to RB3 while NFL training camp is going on. But here's the big kicker. It's the wide receiver room. There are so many question marks around this wide receiver room that I have no idea if my prediction and projection is going to be close to accurate. So here are my top 6 wide receivers, all right? You're going to have Kendrick Bourne, who I do think will be your wide receiver 1. I think he got injured last year, didn't get to showcase his full talent. 3 years ago, he had 800 yards. I want to see if maybe you put a good quarterback in this rotation that you could get Kendrick Bourne upwards of 500 or more yards this season. But what I saw last year, I truly believe Pop Douglas could be a bona fide wide receiver 2 if he shows us what he did last year, and now you put it into a better structured offense like Alex Van Pelt. And then Jalen Polk, I'm going to start off here at wide receiver 3. You're still going to see how the rookie is going to fit in to the NFL, but I think in the next couple of years, the Patriots do have a phenomenal wide receiver in Polk. And then, of course, you got Javon Baker, another NFL draft pick. I put Jalen Reagor as my wide receiver in my top 6. I really battled with this between him and Kayshon Boutte, and I think it'd still be anybody's position. But now that you've got KJ Osborne coming over from the Vikings, it does solidify that 5th spot a little bit. So this is even if the Patriots decide to take 6 wide receivers. So let me know what you guys are thinking. This is obviously one of the top position battles that are going on for the Patriots right now, heading into NFL training camp. So name your top 6 receivers for the New England Patriots. Let me know if you want to put Boutte in there. Let me know if Jalen should be in there. There are several names on this 90-man roster that are fighting for a spot. Let me know down below. Let's talk about the other receivers on the team, the tight ends. Of course, Hunter Henry was your second leading receiver last year. I'm going to be honest, I hope that's not the case. I hope he's a top 5, but I hope there's more in the wide receiver room that does not allow a tight end to be number 2. But Hunter Henry, he's a great third down tight end. He's phenomenal in the red zone, so I'm excited to see that again this year. Austin Hooper is going to be my tight end too. And then I do like what Jaheim Bell is showing us in early off season. I think once again, there's a lot of question marks around Bell. He could still possibly get cut here. Mitchell Cox could also possibly have a play here with the New England Patriots. But I think overall, I like what I've seen from Bell. I think he's explosive. I think he's shown us his strengths. Let him have a big training camp, and this should be the solidified tight end room. Once again, a big fat question mark, primarily at that left tackle spot. I love Okorafor. I think he is a temporary position fill. I do not think he's going to be your long-term left tackle. Hell, I didn't even know he was going to be left tackle when it came to OTAs. But this is actually the line they've been running with. OTAs and mini camps. They actually moved City So to the left side of this, which once again, I have no idea how this is going to work out, especially when you've got Onwenu on the right side and City So on the left. I loved So and Onwenu last year, back-to-back on that right side. Now you got Nick Leverett up there at right guard. David Andrews, he's pretty stable here. But Chuck Okorafor is really where I'm looking at that left tackle. You got Layden Robinson. He played left tackle back in high school. I know they drafted him because they wanted to get him some reps, possibly playing on the left side. Same thing with Caden Wallace. They actually have taking reps at right tackle. And then you got Anderson, you got Mafe, and you got Andrews as well in your depth chart of the offensive line position. But I've seen several rumors out there that maybe the Patriots aren't done adding to their offensive line. So my question here for you guys is, should the Patriots pick up another left tackle while they still can? I think yes. Absolutely yes. While you still have a 90-man roster, get another left tackle, possibly even bring him into training camp and see what he can do there. Just try him out. Give me something. Give me some size. Give me some protection. I think Chuck will do fine, but I cannot say I'm not worried. Type Y for yes, type N for no. Let's go to a position where we really don't have to worry. That's pretty much all of our defense, right? Let's go to the defensive line. Obviously, running with that three front here, you got Keon White, who is going to have a breakout year. This second-year stud, I am so excited to watch him on Sundays, man. At that DN, you got Wise sitting right behind him on the depth chart. On the other side of your D tackle, you got Christian Barmore, another Patriot that was extended. I think these two are going to be dogs. Who's in the middle? Devon Godchild. You telling me this is not an intimidating three front? I am so excited. I think this is obviously one of our bigger strengths here for the New England Patriots. But we do know Godchild is also kind of trying to get paid a little extra heading into that season. Not sure the Patriots are going to do that, so that could also be a little bit of drama, a little chip on his shoulder going into the regular season. But Barmore and White, I think that's going to be phenomenal. But now my question heading into the next position here for you guys is, Red Sleeves coming back. That is a title made by our very own producer Tex here. Will Matthew Judon play for the Patriots this season? Why do I say that? Because my last video, a couple videos I posted ago, Matthew Judon is tweeting out very cryptic messages that he doesn't think the Patriots and Judon are going to have any type of contract extension in this offseason. So what does that mean for Judon? Does he play for the Patriots? Does he demand a trade? Does he hold out? I'm really nervous, to be honest, but let me know what you guys are thinking. Type P for play, type T for trade. Let's just say Judon is sticking with the Pats, right? Let's just say despite maybe not getting paid, he continues to show up, show out, and he plays for the Patriots this season. You're looking at one of the best edges, in my opinion, best edge rusher in the NFL. This guy is top 5 in NFL sacks from 2019 to 2020. He had 4 sacks in 4 games last year. I'm excited to see what he could do. He says he's feeling great from that bicep injury that kept him out of pretty much the entire season last year. You got Jawan Bentley right there to his right. Jelani Tavai coming off a very hot contract extension. I think this linebacker, who was a 110 tackle linebacker last year, has yet to reach his ceiling. This is a linebacker the Patriots can see what he can do, so they locked him down early. I love this move. And then, of course, on the other edge, you got Anthony Jennings. Towards that depth chart there, you got Uche, you got McMillan, you got Mapu. So I did actually end up putting Marte in this depth chart. I'm not sure if he's going to end up making that final cut, depending on if they want to put some other positions elsewhere. But overall, that's where my depth chart's going to lie right now when it comes to that linebacker position. Now let's move a little bit further into the secondary. Let's look at the cornerbacks. You got Christian Gonzalez. I am extremely excited for Gonzo to finally have the year we thought he was going to have last year before he got injured. The number one thing I also do love about Gonzo here is that he said injuries are not like him. He doesn't really have injuries, so we shouldn't be expecting anything this season. Last year was just kind of a fluke. So you don't have to worry about this kid being injury prone. Knock on wood. But the big question mark here is who's going to be CB2? Who's going to be the guy that goes opposite of Christian Gonzalez? Well, they're saying Jonathan Jones may be that guy. If not, you could possibly fit in Marcus Jones there. But here's the guy that I love, Alex Austin, who I ended up putting in the depth chart here. I think he ends up being a huge player right underneath Gonzo, which will help him out in the backfield, switching in and out on series and possessions. You got Marcus Dial in there as well, and you got Isaiah Bolden. So overall, I do think this is going to be, Marcellus Dial. I do think this is going to be a pretty intense depth chart, but it's not solidified just yet. Why? Because there's still some free agents out there the Patriots could possibly have their eye on, wink, wink, Stephon Gilmore. I've made a couple videos about this. I've asked you guys, how would you feel to have Gilmore back on the roster here? And a lot of you guys do want to pick up Gilmore. I think he could be that bona fide number 2 in the secondary with Christian Gonzalez. I think both of them playing right next to each other, protecting that secondary, I think it would end up being a very good move. But comment why or why not the New England Patriots should sign Stephon Gilmore in the comment section down below. Let me know what you guys are thinking. If you want to see what I have predicted there for the depth charts, or if you guys want to go on ahead and add somebody else for yourselves. All right, and then we got to look at the safeties. Right now, you got Duggar and you got Peppers, 2 phenomenal safeties to really hone down behind the cornerbacks. You got Kyle and you got Jabril, which I know I recently made a trade video about possibly sending Jabril to the 49ers to obtain Brandon Ayuk. I didn't like it. I shut it down. But then I'm going to put Schooler and Hawkins. Yes, I do have Jalen Hawkins making the 53-man roster here. I think he's been outshining a lot of these players in OTAs and minicamps, but it's just shells. It's just X's and O's. Training camp's going to allow us to learn a lot more about what Hawkins has to deliver in that depth chart. And then, of course, you got Schooler, who's kind of a utility player on this roster as well. You can put him at strong safety, or he also is a specialist for the New England Patriots, which does lead us into our special teams depth chart. I actually ended up kicking out Ryland. I did. I ended up going with Joey Sly. Once again, I've watched a lot of Commanders games, so Joey Sly, I think he's a veteran. I think he has more experience. I think with Chad, he was more of a Bill Belichick pickup. Still trading up in the draft to draft a kicker is beyond me. I just don't think he is really ready. You could put him on the practice squad for sure, but I do like Joey Sly. I think this guy's a veteran. His career long is over 60 yards. I think that this is the kicker the Patriots need to go with. But there are still other positions as well. You got Bryson there as the punter. You got Joe as the long snapper. Brendan Schooler, who's just been running the special teams unit for a while now. So I ended up going with Joey Sly. You guys actually seem pretty interested in this kicker battle that's going on between Chad and Joey. So let me know what you guys think. Would you pick Joey? Would you pick Chad? Let me know in the comments section down below. But those are just my projections for the quick 53-man roster here. Nothing is set in stone. You guys are more than welcome to disagree with me, agree with me, do whatever. That's why we have Patriots Today by Chat Sports. I talk, you guys talk, and then we talk about it. So if you guys want to continue talking to me, whether it's arguing with my takes, agreeing with my takes, or just supporting the show, go on ahead and hit that sub button for me.